If you've ever wondered what the heck you actually said at the end of that party,
or wanted a do-over button for those cringe-worthy encounters,
then you've experienced what we call the joy of awkwardness.
I'm Mendy.
And I'm Bree.
And we're here to celebrate the awkward.
Embrace the awkward.
And remind you of one important thing.
You may be awkward,
but you're definitely not alone.
Well, that was awkward.
Hey, Bree.
Hi, Mendy.
I've got an awkward moment that I had this week that I realized that I have, and I bet you and our listeners have this awkward moment happen to them very frequently as well. Are you ready?
I am so ready.
Okay. So I'm in the bathroom, right? A public restroom, and I get the knock, somebody checking if I'm there, and I'm like, almost finished. And the toilet in the bathroom was one of those electric toilets, and I was changing because it was at the pool. I was changing. So whenever I made any kind of movement, the toilet just kept flushing and flushing and flushing. And I'm like, oh my God. So I opened the door when I'm done, and I told the woman who was standing there, I was like, I know you heard a lot of flushing, but don't worry when you go in there. That is not indicative of what went on in that bathroom. But that had me thinking, that moment that we all have when we are in a public restroom and we get the knock and you automatically feel rushed. I automatically feel a little bit of anxiety, even though they are doing me a courtesy by not accidentally walking in on me. I don't know what to say when I get knocked. Like, what do you say, Bree, when you get knocked? The courtesy knock.
When somebody knocks on the door when I'm in the bathroom?
Yeah, the little knock, knock.
I say, just a minute.
Yeah, I like just a minute. And I have a pet peeve. I don't like it when people say, somebody's in here, because as soon as you say somebody, the rest of that sentence is redundant. I've already heard your voice. So I don't know what to say. And then being on the other side of the door, being the knocker, I don't want to rush the person. Right, Bree?
Yeah, totally. It's awkward either way. It's awkward to be on the knocking side, and it's awkward to be on the toilet when somebody knocks. But Mendy, I think I have a very simple solution for this. We just have to make a small adjustment to every toilet in the world. They all need to be like those airplane toilets.
Oh.
Where when it's empty, there's a green light that lights up.
Yeah.
And then when it's locked, the light goes out. Then you know when it's occupied and when it's available. No knocking needed.
Yes. And you know what? Not even that advanced technology. Porta potties have a little green indicator and a red indicator that's just simply mechanical. I love it. Bree, until society catches up with our genius, I wonder if we could manufacture and sell little like hanging door cards that are like do not disturb cards for restrooms that you can carry along with you and hang on the outside of a restroom that says, occupied, please don't knock me, it makes me nervous. It feels awkward to get knocked.
Mendy, you make it have enough words on it that it takes them about 3 minutes to read through it, and then by the time they've read it, you're done. You're providing entertainment, and you're buying time for yourself. I love it.
That's great.
I'll tell you what, we've needed one of those signs at our house this week. As you know, we've had a house full of people, and neither of the bathroom doors lock. So we definitely need one of those signs.
Oh, God.
I know, old house. Well, that was awkward. All right. I'm so excited to hear the story from this week, Mendy.
Oh, yes. Today's story comes from Lane. Lane grew up in Asheville, North Carolina. Bree, I've never been to Asheville. Have you?
You've been to Nashville,
you know about
but not
Asheville?
Asheville? Well, I know that it...
Yeah, no, neither one.
I did used to get Nashville and Asheville confused when I was a kid. I really thought that I was going to see a lot of great country music when I went to Asheville because I thought it was Nashville. No, Asheville is...
I thought you were going to see Merle Haggard.
Asheville is a beautiful, beautiful small city. It's, you know, kind of a hippie city, like crunchy, lots of hiking, mountains, art scene.
Yeah, so natural beauty, culture, a lot of hippies there, right?
Yeah.
So Lane has just finished her first year as an art major at a college in Chicago, and she's back for the summer. And she's single.
All right.
I should note, Bree, that Lane is a bit of a heartbreaker. She's never had any trouble in the romance department. She was always the breaker-upper and the ghoster, never the ghostie.
Gotcha.
She actually went on a date with one of her Tinder matches, and he revealed that he was a billionaire and he wanted to take her to Argentina.
Really?
Yes. She said she looked him up and he actually has a Wikipedia page about him. And I know you would go to Argentina with him, Bree.
Actually, Mendy, I don't think I would.
You would go to Savannah with a person you hardly know, but not Argentina?
Yeah, the guy who went to Savannah was like a normal guy. I really get put off by people who are too rich or too good looking. Extremes, they don't bode well. Argentina sounds amazing, though. Maybe I'll go by myself.
I'd like to hear you say that you wouldn't go because of stranger danger, but
He's too extreme. People who are too rich or too good looking scare me.
oh my God, I remember when you got very close to Brad Pitt last summer.
Mm-hmm. Who is both very rich and very good looking, and even more good looking in person.
And how close were you? Were we feet or inches?
We were feet. But like 2 feet.
That's still good. That's still good.
2 feet. I mean, so 24 inches.
Oh, 24 inches. Oh, wow. Well, Lane did not go on the trip. She wasn't feeling it. She does not want to be love bombed, even by the billionaire who's dropping in her DMs, right? She actually got kicked off of Tinder because she made so many matches. They thought she was a bot.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, right? She's got like total game. So romance, no problem for her. So she's back home in the sweet Appalachians with all her sexy, crunchy friends from high school, just looking to take a break from the big city pace, do some hiking, some swimming, catching up with her girls. And she is at a bonfire about a month into her summer when this plan goes horribly awry. She's sipping her little hard kombucha from a mason jar, the smell of roasting tofu wieners in the air, the fringes on her little vegan leather boots raising her ankles in the evening breeze. The fireflies are twinkling against the backdrop of the blue ridge at dusk when she hears someone start playing guitar and singing over by the fire.
I've been to a party like that. Mendy, have you?
I have. And it can be cool. Parties like that. Were you into it?
You know I was, because I have the fire pit at my house, and I love it when musicians come over and they play. I love it.
I've been to a lot of hippie parties, though, and there's always that guy who brings his tambourine and has no sense of rhythm and just jinx it all up every single time. You know what? I might be talking about one specific person. Okay, anyway. Wow, this music is actually good, she thinks. She looks up, she straightens her flower crown, and she locks eyes with Tristan.
Tristan. Hey, Mendy, is that his real name?
Of course not. I've got to protect this guy, but I did choose the name Tristan after Brad Pitt in Legends of the Fall. Remember, he has all these different careers and journeys. So I always called it like 35 flavors of Brad Pitt, and I had posters in my room when I was in high school. I had every single poster of Brad Pitt in all his different outfits from Legends of the Fall. He's a bootlegger. He's a rancher. He's a war guy. He's a crazy person in a fur coat who needs a hug. He's naked. He's a pirate. He's a boat person.
He's every man you want him to be.
Yes. She asked her girlfriend, hey, who's that? That's Tristan, Lainey. We went to high school with him. What? She remembers Tristan from high school, but not like this. Thick, golden blonde hair, tawny skin. Also Brad Pitt in Thelma and Louise, Bree. Baby Brad Pitt. Did you have a dude like that from high school who morphed? Who had a glow up?
No, I was that dude who morphed in high school. I was voted ugliest girl in the class in 7th grade.
That is a janked up yearbook category.
It wasn't a yearbook. It was like a lunch poll, right? They did a poll in the lunchroom.
Oh.
And I was voted ugliest girl in 7th grade.
Tears came to my eyes, though, when you said that. Like, I actually have actual emotion welling up around somebody doing that to my friend.
Oh, it's okay.
That's so mean.
It was really mean. I looked like Gollum. But then it all worked out. Because when I went to college, I was at freshman year orientation, and they had Facebooks back then, the old kind of Facebooks that were actually kind of like yearbooks for the freshman incoming class, so you'd know other people in your class.
Uh-huh.
I was standing there, and there were two guys who were in 7th grade with me, but they didn't see me, and they were looking through the lookbook, and they came across my picture, and they said, "Bree Hodnett, holy shit." And they were delighted by how I had a glow up. But Tristan also had a real glow up, it sounds like.
Yes, and he is an Adonis. He gives her the look. That's the look.
Nope,
That's the look.
nope,
The
nope,
look.
nope. Mendy, you cannot sing that song.
All right. So, you know the look. And thus begins her summer love affair.
Mendy, did you ever have a summer fling?
I did, but it was when I was younger. I was like 13, and the place where we went to the beach every year, this one year, Mike from New Jersey came, and there was no kissing, there was no anything, whatever. It was just, we really, really liked each other, and then we were pen pals for a while. I'll always remember him. What about you, Bree?
Yeah, I had a summer fling, and I married him.
Ooh, is that still a fling? You got flung, honey.
He gave me the look, and he keeps giving me the look.
Oh, well, this Tristan guy, Bree, we all know him, okay?
Mm-hmm.
We know this type. He has a cute little tiny house in the woods with just like a lawn chair and a mattress, and of course his guitar. He's sweet, he's open-hearted, he's kind, he hikes and does like slack lines. He's in school with dreams of being a conservation scientist. He is checking all the boxes. He is creating boxes that she didn't even know she had and then checking them. And Bree, this is so cute. He even writes songs about her.
Oh, that sets off warning flags for me. It sounds really great to have someone singing songs about you, but I think of all the movies where that goes terribly wrong, like A Star is Born and Back to Black. Writing a song about someone you're dating is like knitting a sweater for your boyfriend. You don't do it.
Wait, is Back to Black the Amy Winehouse one?
Yes.
Oh, God. Bree, this hurts me because you know Amy Winehouse is like my go-to karaoke. I'm not going to do it.
You can't do it, but listener, I recommend that as soon as you've stopped listening to this episode on Spotify, you go ahead and cue up Mendy's favorite Amy Winehouse song, which is...
You know I'm no good.
And then you have to listen to Valerie, because I love Valerie.
All right, so that guy is totally not my type. Oh, but Bree, she said it was so magical. Lane actually said, you know the song August by Taylor Swift? It was that.
Aww.
Yes, he doted on her. One night they partied a little too hard and she found herself on the bathroom floor. And Lane made it very clear that she loves the bathroom floor if she's sick and nobody can get her off of it. It's nice and cool. Nobody's getting her back up. So of course, he tries to move her to the bed after she does the thing. She doesn't budge. He actually gets his little pillows and his little comforter off of the bed and snuggles up beside her on the floor.
Aww, how sweet.
I know. And oh my God, did I mention that he was fine? This guy is so fine that one night they stay at her place, which of course is her parents' place when she's home from college. Tristan gets up early in the morning to go to the bathroom. He doesn't have his shirt on and he's got these washboard abs. He runs into her dad in the hallway. And her dad's super cool with the sleepover bit. He just excuses himself. But she finds out later that dad ran downstairs and told her mom, he's so beautiful. I think I have a crush on him too.
What a lovely, open, expressive family.
I know, right? Something else great about this guy, Bree, is that he is in perfect alignment with her worldview too. And something very, very important to know about Lane is that she is vegan. Her family is vegan. They're not judgy about other people's choices, but that's their way of saving the world, right?
Yeah.
Tristan is also strictly vegan. Now, he did not grow up in a vegan family. In fact, his family owns the successful barbecue chain, The Squeal Pig. He chose to be vegan, and I bet it was hard in that house to do so, but that's how much he cares about it.
Is that a problem with his family?
Not really. Like, they would love, of course, for him to take over the family business one day, but they don't push their pork on him. And Tristan and Lane are not the type of vegans that are like grossed out by the smell of meat. So family dinners at his house aren't totally awkward. They just keep the convo to something everyone can agree on, like the grilled corn.
It's nice, though, that they can really connect on that veganism.
Yeah, just singing songs and eating tofu. They have a dreamy summer, and nothing will make you bond like sharing seitan recipes. Satan recipes.
I know. Which is
Satan
it?
recipes.
I never really know how to pronounce that.
I don't know.
It tastes good, though.
But come August, Lainey must return to school. Tristan goes to school right there in Asheville, so he stayed put. They're realistic. They decide to have an open relationship. Bree, do you think you could do that?
I think I would want to be the kind of person who could, but I'm not actually that person.
Oh my God, there is no way in hell. I want a person's 100% attention. Why would they even need anybody else? Good God Almighty, heck no.
But they decide to have an open relationship.
And it works. They stay in contact when she's in Chicago over, well, they don't text, they Snapchat. Bree, do you know anything about Snapchat?
Yeah, I know that it like disappears as soon as you send it.
Yes. So any messages they send each other are gone. But she takes little screenshots of the sweet things he says and she sends them to her besties. You know, Bree, the way I do of certain people's Facebook posts and share them with you and Denise.
I love those.
She flies down once a month to actually see him in person, but it doesn't look like either one of them has met anyone else. And Lainey's got intel from a friend at the same school that he has not been dating anyone else.
It is good to have intel.
She comes home at the end of October. It's Halloween night. They get their costumes on. She's got this sexy skeleton costume, and he digs in his cute little REI pack and pulls out his little baby hiking flashlight, and he rigs her costume for her so that it lights up.
That's a good guy. Does he dress up too?
Oh, he's perfect, Brie. He doesn't upstage her, but he isn't a complete party pooper. He just does that thing where he adds one piece to play along, so he just does like a cowboy hat.
I love it.
They're headed out to the party, but the dudes that Tristan live with see Lainey's costume and are obviously fans of that sexy skeleton costume, and Tristan is like, maybe we shouldn't go to a frat party. So they stay in and they sing songs and play guitar and get ready for it, Bree. They decide to go steady.
Happy Halloween!
Yes! So she heads back to Chicago, but he stops Snapchatting. No calls, nothing. Her Asheville mole reports to her that he is not dating anyone else. She investigates his socials. They're all clear. She doesn't see anything. In her own words, she said, "Suddenly, I just got iced out." We're in November, Bree. It's finals time. He's preparing for finals and she is too. So she's like, well, maybe that's what's going on. So she Snapchats him and says, you know, do you want to call each other and get on the phone and maybe support each other as we're going through this really stressful time?
Okay, that's a very generous approach to this situation.
She truly cares for him, so she's thinking the best of him instead of jumping down his throat immediately, which I think is so sweet.
Yeah.
And you know what? He agrees to have a phone chat.
All right, it worked.
Yes. They get on the phone and she's like, hey, babe, finals are kicking my butt. How are you doing? And he's like, it's fine.
Uh-oh.
He's super quiet. And she's like, what's up? I miss hearing from you. And he completely unloads. Mr. Hippie Britches, Mr. Heike McVeganburger, Mr. Granola, aren't you gonna recycle that? Conservation flippin' scientist says, Bree, get ready for this. Well, I was hanging out with my dad a couple weeks ago, and I just come home from a couple of days in the woods, just me and the guitar and my baby flashlight, and Dad offered me some smoked ribs, and I was so hungry, I ate them.
Okay.
And I liked it.
How did she respond?
I mean, she's completely taken aback, but she's not going to break up with him because he all of a sudden likes ribs, right?
Yeah.
But he's not done, Bree.
Okay.
Also, I'm moving to Colorado to become a rancher. I'm transferring to Colorado State University to study range livestock production and ranch management because I want to expand the squirrel pit empire into brisket.
What?
She's like, oh my God, am I being pranked right now? And then he's like, so I don't think this is going to work anymore. He pulled a full 180 on her. She said it was like talking to a different person.
Whoa, that's so weird. I mean, I get it,
Right?
because I was a vegetarian for many years, and then I broke my vegetarianism in a closet when I ate a whole stick of yarda beef.
Like a full yard,
Yeah,
a yard-long sausage.
yeah.
Bree.
It wasn't really a yard long. It's just called yardo beef because it's so big. But it was a big summer sausage, and I ate the whole damn thing in the closet of my little hippie house. But I didn't say, great, now that I've enjoyed this meat, I'm going to go kill a bunch of animals.
Exactly. And he is completely changing his life path. He is not being a conservation scientist. He is going to go learn how to have big ranches for making beef and a ton of methane. She gets off the phone. She completely dissolves. She calls in her roommate, who has been waiting with bated breath on the other side of the door. Tristan broke up with me. Roommate is awesome, says, I'm going to get some hooch. And she runs out.
Good roommate.
And Bree, remember, she has never been broken up with before, ever. This is not a possibility in her world. She's the breaker-upper. You know those moments in life where something core in your psyche is shaken?
Yeah.
He has pulled out a critical block in the Jenga board of her psyche.
And she is crumbling.
Serendipity strikes. Her mama calls, Bree. She is a mess. She's questioning everything. The tears are streaming. The mascara has been set free. Snot is flowing. She is in full convulsion and she needs her mama. And how awesome is her mama? It's like she's telepathic. The only thing little Lainey needs right now is an intimate one-on-one, heart-to-heart cry fest with her mama.
Oh, I've been there.
She hits accept on the FaceTime call, ready to have Mama make it all better. Mama comes into view. Mom, Tristan just broke up with me and he wants to be a ranch hand. She wipes her eyes, looks at her phone, and sees the live feed of Lane's entire extended family well tucked into a giant family feast.
Oh, no.
Lane had forgotten that her family was doing Thanksgiving early because this is the only time they could wrangle most of them together.
Oh, my God.
And there's umpteen of them, Bree. There's not only Mom, but Dad, Uncle George, Cousin Willow and her wife Dawn, the twins, exchange student Aslan, Keanu, Justice, and their little baby Ronan, the Winslows from next door, and a giant tofurkey in the middle of the table.
Sounds like my family.
Yes, she was totally on blast. There was absolute silence. Her entire family is staring at her in the middle of the biggest meltdown of her life.
Well, that was awkward. Oh, my God. That's horrible. What happened?
Her family, Bree, comes all the way through for her. Drunkle George is like, so what? You're too pretty for him anyway. One of the twins says, I didn't tell you this back then, but I always thought Tristan looked like a llama. Sister's like, you gotta get right back on Tinder. And then Keanu's like, she got kicked off Tinder. Mama says, you can just use my email for Tinder, honey. And Dad is super comforting too, but she could tell by his face that he's really gonna miss those abs.
It's a really great family.
Yes. And the roomie makes it back not only with hooch, but also with black hair dye.
All right. As long as she doesn't cut bangs, she's good.
Exactly. So she dyes her hair black, she blocks him on every single front, and she eventually goes on to find her true love.
Oh, good.
One day, years later, she's leaving college, and she finds a few of his clothes, and she boss moves the give back. She says Tristan always liked the way she smelled, right? So she washes all his shit in her shampoo, conditioner, and body wash before sending it off.
That is so smart.
And guess what?
What?
He calls.
Oh,
He apologizes too. He says, I'm so sorry I wasn't upfront with you about my beliefs. But by this point, she's moved on. Months later, Bree, somehow he makes his way onto her For You page on TikTok and he's dating a cowboy.
good for him.
Remember the Halloween costume?
Yes.
She has moved on. She's been with the same wonderful guy for a few years.
Mm-hmm. Do they play guitar together?
No. But Bree, they play World of Warcraft together and they have their like cute little gaming stations set up beside each other and they have little characters and they're in the same like clan or squad and they go fight all the bad guys together in a fantasy world.
Oh, so she has her little act of rebellion too.
Yes.
That's a great awkward moment.
I don't even know if I'd want to get out of that
I
one.
know.
This seems like her family got her out of it for her.
Mendy, did she have any advice for people who are going through a similar situation?
She does. Her overall breakup advice for a boy like Tristan is to make sure you reclaim the music that you listen to together. She said she avoided all of her favorite songs for so long after they broke up because she kept thinking about them singing them or playing them in his car or playing them together. And she felt so much better after getting back into that playlist and dancing around in her kitchen and singing them all by herself.
I love that. That's good advice. I also really love the shampoo conditioner trick that she used. That was really good. I'm taking notes on that one.
Oh, yeah, I like that when she gave his stuff back. And you know what? She told me that she remembers when she gave the package to the UPS guy at the store, he asked how much it was worth, and she said, absolutely nothing. Boom!
So on a scale of 1 to 10, how awkward would you rate this moment?
Well, you know, Brie, her family was so supportive, but this was her first time being broken up with. So for that, to have to do that somewhat publicly, I'm going to go 7 with this one. What about you?
Yeah, breakups suck. I give it a 7 too. Something I would have done to get out of this awkward situation is I would have made sure to put that family gathering in my monk manual planner.
There you go.
That way, I would have known that the family event was taking place and I wouldn't have accepted a call in the middle of Thanksgiving dinner. However, I'm glad that she didn't because I really love how her family responded to that and was really there for her. I think that's so sweet.
I agree.
It would be great to know that your family is really there for you like that.
Yeah, and didn't make her feel bad. They weren't like, he ruined dinner or whatever.
But I do feel like Dana would be the person who gets you your hooch.
The black-haired eye and the hooch. That is totally a Dana move. That's right.
I'm just glad she didn't cut bangs.
Thanks for sending in your story, Lainey. We're rooting for you. And if you have a story about your breakup or any other awkward moment, we'd love to have it.
Hey, Mendy, let's send these folks off with a song straight from the hills of Appalachia.
Lane came home to the Asheville breeze.
In Tristan's arms, find summer squeeze.
Bonfires, tofu, hard kombucha, please.
Well, that was awkward. If your guy runs off to a ranch,
It might be 'cause he don't like snatch.
use mom's Tinder to find a new match.
Oh, look, Bree. This guy's wearing chaps.
Swipe right.
Well,
That was awkward.
Yeehaw.
Hoo boy. This has been an Awkward Sage production.